Going to talk on fixation of metacarpal neck fractures with intramedullary compression screws. So acknowledgement, these two gentlemen, I think none of them is here, Dr. Chaitanya Mudgal and Arya Roy. So every screw needs a screwdriver, so mine were these. I've started doing this since last 2 years, I think. It's a wonderful way, and Dr. Chaitanya has done a lot of research on this. So we know that there are multiple ways of fixing the metacarpal fractures. The bouquet is, of course, one of the best, one of my favorite techniques, and it's a good technique with very good results. You can put plates and screws, etc. So coming to the rationale of the headless compression screws. So the incidence is high in young active individuals, we know. So the K-wires are minimally invasive, but they have a poor rotational control. Plates are rigid, but soft tissue morbidity is more. So intramedullary headless screws are minimally invasive, buried headless screws. They help in early mobilization. So biomechanically, they are superior to K-wires, but they are slightly less rigid than plates. So we've been using Herbert screws in multiple places, right? The capitulum, the distal femur, and the wrist joint for fusion. So why it cannot be used in the metacarpals? So a retrograde headless screw is a negligible cartilage injury. It has a better load to failure versus K-wires. A screw trajectory and canal size is critical for stability, and complications are rare. Around 2 to 3% in literature is screw breakage in nickel, allergy, and bent screws. So coming to the video, this is how I do it. So that's an angulated neck metacarpal in a young male. So you don't need much of inventory. The basic instrument is this as the guide wire sleeve, which is important, which comes to the video. This is the OT setup. Of course, the surface markings, like every surgery, it's very important. You mark the metacarpal head. So reduction maneuver is, I think, all of us have our own ways of reducing a fracture. JAWS maneuver, or you can manually reduce by manipulation, and you can see this is a pre-op and intra-op. When you check fluoroscopy, the oblique views are important, and you get a reduction. So once you're happy with the reduction, you take an incision. There's no need to take a very small incision because you're going retrograde. So important thing is to identify the extensor tendon. So once you've identified the tendon, a double hook skin retractor is a very useful instrument because you need to protect the tendon. So you can take time here because this is an important step. So once you're sure that the tendon is away, you have a guide wire sleeve in which you protect the tendon now, and then that's where you start. So your entry is not exactly central, it's a little dorsal to the center in the lateral view. And then the procedure remains the same. You measure, you drill, make sure your reduction is maintained, which is given by a gentle traction and by keeping the finger in correct rotation. Because we know that the Herbert screw is something which will not give you a rotational stability. You may tend to rotate it and fix it in rotation in your final tightening especially. So if you see, my finger is holding it in correct rotation, and that is the final picture. Again, assess rotation by in the end of your procedure. Check for the finger cascade, and you can close it over with the 3O ethylon. So this is the best part of the surgery, is that you just give a soft dressing, and that is the post-op day one, and you know that this patient is going to do well pretty soon. So start them pretty early, start range of motion early. and that's at 1 month. So one technical tip, like I mentioned, so the long axis of the metacarpal is slightly dorsal to the center of the head. That gives a guide. So this is another case of a displaced metacarpal neck fracture which is fixed with an intramedullary Herbert screw, and that is on table mobilization again. That's it. 6 weeks. It can be, of course, used for metacarpal fracture. This was a bilateral metacarpal fracture fixed with a shaft fracture, an oblique fracture. You reduce it. If you have to open reduce it, you held it with a clamp and you can fix it with screws. So the comparative techniques, K-wires are cheap, easy, available, but they are unstable and migration is at a risk. Plates are rigid, but the dissection, adhesions and hardware issues are a problem. Just last 30 seconds. Important thing, reduce and hold, keep central trajectory, avoid tendon split, cut the capsule before entry, don't go too dorsal, tailor length the screw, countersink the screw, flush the head and add 2 rotations more when you're going inside. So it's a minimally invasive, reproducible, biomechanically sound and allows early mobilization with reliable union. Thank you.